Hello viewers, I'm just going to go through my new motorbike helmet setup for recording video. I used to have it down here on the chin. That was okay, but I used to get a lot of the visor in and the dashboard in half the frame, and I didn't really like that. Plus the main issue was with shaking with stabilisation, so I bought a GoPro 6 to get the electronic stabilisation. I was thinking of using gimbals, but it's just another thing to go wrong, and they get all floppy, and another battery to try and charge, and keeping all these batteries charged is a feat in its own right. So what I've done, I've gone up to the peak, and I've just used the push bike helmet mount, and that seems to be very, very stable. A couple of little pieces of rubber under here to sort of make it grip and move, and that seems really good. I've added the mic adapter, and at the moment that's just got a Flaky band around it. And then I've added power and audio on the back here, and I've just ran it down with black tape, and it just sticks out there if you want to plug it in. Then inside here I've put a microphone, and I've made up a dead cat to stop the wind noise. So I'm going to go and test that later. And then over here, what I've done, because when it was on the chin, it was very easy to see in the mirror, and you could easily manipulate the buttons and turn it on and off. Being up here, it seems to be a little bit harder to find these buttons with the gloves on and find the peak, and then to see it in the mirror, you have to put your head right down. It's all a bit dangerous when you're riding. You want to not take your eyes off the road. So what I've done is I've got a number of these from the old Hero 3 days, and they work. And this is actually a Garmin mount, just a Garmin GPS mount, and just using tape, bring you around the back here, just using tape, I've taped that on. I love that tape, this cloth tape. It's for adventure riding. It is like wire or cable ties. It's the go-to thing you need. That's as solid as. So that actually is hooked up to, let's get my helmet up here, that is actually hooked up there to the GoPro. And I can see on the, if I bring it down here, see if I can get that, where are we, there we go. You can see on there, if I twist that a bit, you can see on there, just on here, the readout of the GoPro. And if I bring it back to here and just press that button, you'll see that the GoPro starts. And then press it again, it stops. So that works really well. Tells you when it's on, tells you what file you're up to, what file, how many files you've got, all that sort of information on there. So that's going to be my new GoPro setup. I'm going to go and give that a try, especially for wind noise. I've tried it once, I wasn't happy. It was a bit too windy over about 80 kilometers an hour. So I've put a different dead cat inside the helmet to try and cut that down, and we'll go and give that a test and see how that goes. So that's going to be my new helmet setup. I've got some video that I did a test yesterday on the stabilisation, and I'll put that up now so you can see the difference in stabilisation on the Hero 6 and the Hero 4 or any other non-stabilised GoPro. So to the footage. Okay, I have on here two GoPros. One is a GoPro 4. It is at 2.7K 30 frames, unstabilized. The one on the top of the helmet is a GoPro 6, which is 4K 30 and has stabilization. The object of this test is to test the GoPro stabilization versus non-stabilization. I do have two GoPro 6s, and I could do a side-by-side comparison, but I actually want to, which I might do, but I actually want to compare it with what is my current setup, which is the GoPro 4 on the chin. been a good setup, but I always get annoyed about the amount of camera shake. And not just the camera shake, but the camera shake also plays havoc with the encoding. So with MPEG encoding, especially when you put it on YouTube, if you have a lot of movement, it really struggles to like encode cleanly, and you get lots of artifacts and blocking and encoding issues. So in fast movement, as everything's coming past you, that's a big problem. So I thought that stabilisation might solve that, and it should solve it. So there's two ways to do that. One is a gimbal, which I looked at. It's probably the ultimate, but there's some downsides. And the other one is the internal stabilisation of these sorts of cameras. GoPro being what I have, I'm in that system, and it's also considered one of the best electronic stabilisation systems out there. It's not perfect. I've had a fair bit to say about some of the issues with it, but I didn't want to have a gimbal to worry about, because they're sort of a floppy piece of equipment, and when they're not powered up, they flop around. Also, they can get offsets and different things where you have to stop all the time and recenter them. They use a lot of batteries, and it's just another battery to worry about. There's lots of downsides on the bike. If you're in a car or somewhere where you had constant power and had no issue with that, then it would be a totally different story. But on the helmet, also you don't want, there is some pretty compact gimbals, but you don't want something else sort of sticking on your helmet. You want as little as possible, really. So we're going to just head out on this tar out to some tracks, just for a short little stint on the track to see how it pans out. So I'll catch you guys once I get out there, I guess. So now we're I think on the hard stuff. Speed up, we'll be able to test the stabilisation. So we get past this sandy patch, another sandy patch. I thought this was a bit harder than this. Okay, so last time I came here was in winter and it was a lot harder. Once we get into this limestone, I'll be able to get up to a bit of speed. Okay, so we'll see what it's quite bumpy here. We'll see what stabilisation's like. Probably should let the tyres down too, they're rock hard. Standing up on the pegs. right here. What's this track like? It's a dead end there. Go down this track and then back. Going, so we will get back down. A bit rougher, quicker. I'm also testing out a new microphone setup. Keep an eye out for these through here. Usually there's a whole bunch of rubbish through here, so I've cleaned a lot of it up, just the remnants. Piles. Sent a dump around for this. Bitumen. So we'll follow this back around to where we were in before. So I've put a bit of a chin guard just under normally helmets come with a chin guard just on the bottom of the chin piece there to stop wind getting in, especially in the winter when it's cold. That's not an issue here, but what I've going to do is see if I can work out if that will help stop the wind noise. It's actually pretty good, but just that little bit of blustery wind noise, you can still hear audio, but if I could eliminate that, it'd be about perfect. So I've just put some tape under there. I've got a chin guard for it, but I just whacked a bit of tape under there in the shape of exactly the same as what the chin guard is, and I will see if that makes any difference. And if it does, I'll fit that chin guard and just leave it in there, because in there or out there doesn't seem to make a huge amount of difference here. If it's too cold, I'll just wear a neck warmer thing, and I don't tend to have a lot of problems when it's hot, so if worse comes to worse, I'll just pull it out. Okay, I'll see you on the freeway. So I'm coming up to the freeway. I actually don't have earplugs in this time, and it is amazing how much wind noise there is, and how good the audio actually is once you take that wind, once you listen to it on the computer. So it's actually doing a pretty good job considering. My other helmet's a really good showy street bike helmet. That was really quiet, so the freeway entrance is just up here, and this is a noisy bike too. It's got a noisy muffler, or more noisy than standard, and it's a thumper, and it's a KLR, so it's rattly, and like I've lost that bolt there, I'm going to have to replace. So onto the freeway. This is where the chin guard may or may not work once we get up to full speed. So we hit 80, it's quite windy in the helmet. It's amazing how well those, should be able to merge in here. It's amazing how well those earplugs, how much noise they take out. You could never ride, all day without them. So here I am, close to 100, about 90. Quite windy, quite blustery, especially around these cars. We're up to 100 now. Yeah, that few 10Ks makes quite a bit of difference with the wind noise. If I duck down in here, it's probably better, but this is out into the wind. That's a quick one. This is about as noisy as I get in Perth on the as fast as you can go on the freeway. And I'm pulling off. We'll slow down. So there you go. That's a test with the chin guard in.